So when we come together, it's kind of an interesting...
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should have a girls' night out, you know?
They should, actually. That's a good idea.
See what happens.
Yeah, see how Sarah handles herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be quite an abnormal situation for her.
And, you know, the show being what it is, there would certainly be some kind of danger involved that Ellie doesn't know about, and Sarah's trying to protect her.
That's a really good idea, actually. I might have to pitch that to the writers.
You filmed a movie, I guess, after the Chuck pilot was shot?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Canyon.
Is that Canyon?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, what's that about?
That's about a young couple who have just recently gotten married. They get married in Vegas, and they spontaneously, and they go on a honeymoon trip to the Grand Canyon, and they decide that they want a guide to take them down into the canyon. And the guide is played by Will Patton. I'm the wife, and the husband is played by Ian Bailey. And so we go down into the Grand Canyon, and we decide to go off into more remote areas, and the guide takes us and shows, you know, all sorts of beautiful places where the tourists don't go, and things kind of start going horribly wrong. And I guess it's a survival story of what happens. I can't reveal anything else.
It sounds right up your alley, though, as far as, you know, being outdoors and, you know, hiking and...
Yes, I loved shooting that film. It was amazing. We got to go to all sorts of amazing locations, Arizona and Utah. We spent a lot of time in Moab, and it was awesome. I mean, we were out in the elements. We saw snow, and we were out in really hot desert weather, and it was an amazing experience. It was tough at times, but and you had to kind of just let the sand get everywhere for the whole time we were shooting. But no, it was fabulous. I loved it.
When is that coming out this spring, or have they set a release date yet?
No, they haven't. I think it might come out in the fall. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we'll have to watch for that too.
Yeah, definitely.
I had another question here for you about Chuck and Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everybody wants to know about that relationship.
Yeah.
And where do you think it's going? Do you think there's going to be any progress for a while, or are we at a standstill? Not just because of the writer's strike, but, you know, it's because of what's been going on between the two of them.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen to them. It's like I said before, it's that constant struggle with Sarah of her job versus her heart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, clearly she has a very big soft spot for Chuck, and, you know, she likes him a lot. But what can you do? She's working with him just to protect him.
Right.
Kind of a conflict of interest.
That's true. As far as protecting him, you know, they left us on a cliffhanger with the last episode that aired that Casey's director called him and said, you know, you're not getting attached, are you? You'll do what you have to do. And he said, yeah, he would. Are we going to see more with that in these next two episodes, or are we still waiting to see what happens?
I think that won't be touched on too much. I think the next episodes are more about other stuff.
Okay. So that's something they're setting up for future episodes.
I guess so, yeah. We don't really know that much, actually. The writers don't tell us a lot what they have.
Probably so you can't tell people like me.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going to happen?
That's probably a good thing, because I'm a pathetic liar. Which is ironic, because I lie for a living, I guess, ironically.
Sarah and Casey together, they're quite an interesting team. You say, you know, Adam's kind of your punching bag on set, but on camera, they've got this really interesting dynamic, this interesting chemistry. You know, where they don't quite seem to trust each other, but they have to trust each other.
Yeah. I mean, when they started off on such a bad foot, and I think although Sarah finds Casey obnoxious, I think she still respects him deep down. I think they do have a respect for each other. They just don't want to show it.
Yeah.
But it comes out in the truth serum. They have a couple of loving moments. It's funny.
That was fun to watch. I really appreciate you talking with us, and I hope we get to talk to you again when we have some more new episodes.
Yeah, hopefully we start shooting again soon.
Yeah, or actually when the Canyon's going to come out too, we could maybe talk with you some more then.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome.
Well, again, thanks a whole bunch, and I guess we'll talk to you later.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So, Mel, you mentioned it a bit at the beginning, but what was that like talking with Yvonne?
It was really fun. It was a little interesting because I had just come down with a cold, so I was having a little bit of trouble hearing her with all the congestion. But it was fun talking to her. She's really sweet, and as you can tell, she really enjoys being on the show and working with her coworkers, and she's very comfortable being a part of the boys' club, as she said.
I have to say, one of the things that appealed to me about the show, I mean, of course, there's the action and there's the comedy and that kind of thing, but there's such an obvious chemistry between the characters and obviously between the people. It makes for such an interesting dynamic in the show.
Oh, absolutely. It was kind of neat to hear her say, we just got together yesterday to film these new promos, which, of course, we've been seeing the results of that. And then, of course, they were also filming the segments for when they host the shows when they air tomorrow night. And she was talking about how much fun it was to see everybody again, and it was kind of a reunion. So you like to hear that the people that you enjoy so much on screen enjoy being around each other as well.
Really, really exciting is that for our next podcast, which comes up Wednesday, January 30th, we're going to be featuring an interview with the music composer for Chuck. Honestly, the music for the show is incredible.
It's practically another character on the show. It's so alive,
Absolutely. And he's a great guy. I talked with him already. He's down to earth. And I know you're going to have a great time with that interview.
We do need to mention that the full transcript of Yvonne's interview is available at chucktv.net and also at yvonnestrahovski.net. This was just an excerpt of what all we talked about during our conversation.
This is where we would usually read listener emails and questions, but since we don't have any yet, send them in.
We also have some exciting contests that we're planning for future, so make sure you bookmark chucktv.net, yvonnestrahovski.net, and www.chuckpodcast.com so that you can always stay up to date on all of that.
And make sure you hit the subscribe button in iTunes or on the site. And actually, more than that, we'd love to have some positive feedback. You can vote for us at Podcast Alley, and you can give us positive ratings on iTunes, and that bumps us up in the list of top podcasts. It's because anybody who knows about the podcast gets the benefit from the podcast. And also, really, what's our goal with this podcast is we want more people to experience Chuck, and we want for those who know Chuck already to get to know him better, because we want the ratings to get higher so that we get lots of Chuck in the future.
Absolutely.
So we're going to leave you with a little clip from the show. After this will be spoilers, so if you don't want to hear the spoilers, and we totally respect that, please stop the podcast now. You're not going to miss anything except for the spoilers. So thanks for joining us.
We'll see you here next time
at www.chuckpodcast.com.
I just wish I knew something real about you. Can't you just tell me just one true thing? Just one. Like where'd you grow up? Or if that's too much, and I get it if that's too much, what's your name? What's your real name? Middle name. What's your middle name? Can't you just tell me your middle name? I'm gonna go get the napkins.
It's Lisa. My middle name is Lisa.
So now it's time for spoilers. Because Canadians have seen the shows already, we're going to limit the spoilers to not very spoilery stuff. Mel, do you want to take episode 112?
Absolutely. This one is Chuck versus the Undercover Lover. And in it, we find out that the woman Casey loved but thought he lost in a bombing in Chechnya turns up during Team Bartowski's investigation of a Russian crime boss, Viktor Fedorov. As it turns out, though, Ilsa is also an undercover agent trying to bring down Fedorov's organization by posing as his fiancée. Then when Casey and Chuck realize that Fedorov knows Ilsa is an agent and plans to kill her, they attempt to foil the plan and save the girl. Meanwhile, Morgan confronts a drunken Ellie after she and Captain Awesome have a fight.
And now, Liz, if you can give us episode 113.
Okay, in Chuck versus the Marlin, Attack of the Finger Foods. Wienerlicious Sarah meets her match in Pita Palace Lizzie, who is definitely more than she appears. Although initially it appears that Big Mike's Marlin is the target of her operation, soon Lizzie realizes that Chuck is the real catch. To protect him, Casey and Sarah must allow the government to extract and transfer him to a secure location. Meanwhile, someone robs the Buy More. Is it an inside job? And someone is getting engaged.
Ooh.
Wow, somebody's getting engaged. Any guesses who that is?
We interviewed Julia Ling a couple weeks ago. We asked her, there was a rumor that someone was getting engaged, and we asked her if we'd be seeing her again in a tuxedo featuring shorts anytime soon. And here's what she answered. With shiny, polished tennis shoes and a decorated bike reading Just Married, which is so not an answer.
So I guess we're just going to have to watch tomorrow night. And that about wraps it up. We'll see you next time. And please post your comments.
Remember to say Liz is pretty.